When were you diagnosed with Parkinson's?
About 18 years ago.
Okay. And how does it affect your daily life? Like,
how's it changed your life?
how has it changed your life?
Well, it changes your life by, it's a disease of the brain, and it means the brain doesn't work as well as it should. So my various muscles in the body don't receive appropriate signals from the brain, and that means that when I walk around or try to fix a clock or something, just all the sort of things you do around the house, many times I can't do them. Now, you have to understand that it's a different disease in different people, and it's a different disease in the same person at different times. So It's a very hard disease to diagnose properly, and it's a very difficult. It's a difficult disease to live with too.
Mm-hmm. When you say P4 medicine, what do you mean?
P4 medicine is the revolution that's coming over the next 5-10 years, where medicine will go from being reactive to being proactive. And the 4 Ps are: 1, predictive. So I'll argue in a 5 to 10 year future we'll all have our genomes done, and from that we can begin to get some guesses as to our future health history, and we can decide how we can take a rational path toward maximizing health and everything. I would say in 10 years we'll be able to prick our finger and measure 2,500 proteins, and they'll assess each of your 50 major organ systems to say whether it's healthy or whether it's diseased, and if it's diseased, which disease it has. The personalized is the really interesting one. My guess is easily in 10 years, every single patient will have a virtual cloud of billions of data points around them. And so the question will be how we can reduce all that data to simple hypotheses about health and disease. And of course, the essence of personalized medicine is, since we're all genetically different from one another, each patient has to be their own control. And it is the beginning of individualized or personalized medicine and everything. The third P is preventive, and that has to do with the fact that the new systems approaches to disease will give us brand new ways of discovering drugs that'll be cheaper and more effective and everything. And the other aspect of that that's really important is, over the next 10 years, the whole focus in health and disease is going to be on wellness. So more and more we'll try and figure out how to maximize wellness. And the last P has to do with participation, and the question is, how do we educate physicians and patients and even the whole hospital community system as to the revolutionary nature of this new medicine and how it can transform healthcare. So those are the 4 Ps, and what it's going to mean, I think, for the future and for medicine is we're going to be able to deal far more effectively with diagnosis, in particular with early diagnosis, far better with therapy, and ultimately far better with prevention.
Okay, thank you. How could that help a Parkinson's patient with today's knowledge and techniques, or in the future?
Well, to help a Parkinsonism patient today, perhaps the most important thing we could do is develop techniques that will diagnose the disease very early. Because the argument is, with some of the drugs we use today, if they're given very early, they can delay and prolong the effects of the disease, so the patient can have a more normal life for an extended period of time. And with P4 medicine, there is a systems view of diagnostics that's going to be very powerful in creating the opportunity to do really early disease diagnostics long before there are any clinical signs obvious or anything like that. So I think the early diagnosis is really going to be the key. I think a second question that's really critical about Parkinsonism is it really a single disease and what its molecular mechanism is, or is it really a series of diseases, each with a distinct molecular mechanism? And again, I think the new diagnostics will be able to sort out those possibilities, and distinguishing the different types of Parkinson's disease will be important because they'll probably require different drugs to deal with effectively. So the hope in the future is, A, you could diagnose it early and begin appropriate treatment. B, you could sort out which type of Parkinson's disease you have, and then immediately know which drug is going to be most effective in treating it.